Hello, this is Brian Purcell. I am a math instructor at Motlow over at the Smyrna campus. And I wanted to introduce to you a option for online participation and attendance recording. And that is a website called itempool.com. So itempool.com. It is completely free. It doesn't cost anything. You can log in with whatever you want. And so let me go ahead and log in here. And so it has different things. It has, the one I'm going to look for right now is called live challenges. And so live challenges are live online quizzes that you can give to your students while you are teaching on Zoom, or even if you're in person, you could put it up on the screen. And so if you go to live, you can see I have, for the classes I have on Zoom, I've been making quizzes for them. And so I'm going to go ahead and start a fresh one. So I'm going to add a new one. Let me just call it test for right now. And so at this point, you can go ahead and start adding test questions. I tend to use this as for two reasons. The reasons I use it, first of all, is just to keep attendance, who's showing up to the class. And so we'll see when I actually set this live that the students have to put in their name in order to be inside it. The other thing I do is I open up quiz questions throughout the class time, and so I can check to see who's involved in the class, who stepped out, who didn't step out, and so on and so forth. So let me click on a new item. And so the different ways you can have ask a question, you can do a multiple choice, you can do a free response, fill in the blank, or a math input. So the difference between these two, the fill in the blank, you can put in whatever you want in that fill in the blank. Math is specifically for math equations or numbers, those sorts of things. You wouldn't want to put words in there. So let's start off with multiple choice. And so if you click on the option, they'll give you an example. So their example is which animal has fingerprints that are so indistinguishable from humans that they have been confused at a crime scene. So since it's the default, you can't save it. So all I need to do is save, I'm gonna put a period here. That way it's new, and I'm just gonna go ahead and save it. I'm just gonna leave it there. You can see the difference. Different answers are orangutan, koala, chimpanzee, and marmoset. Since the koala is the one in green, you are stating that that is the correct answer. If you want, you can change it to be multiple options. So if you have something where more than one answer works, they can click more than one option. And then you could have more than one correct answer. This one, there is only one correct answer, so I'm just going to leave it like that. And also, you can, if you change the names, you can change it to whatever you want. I'm going to go put it back. You can add additional options. You can move the options around. You can delete options. And so you have quite a bit of luxury. The only thing you can't do is in the multiple choice, you can't add any pictures. So it's only text or it's math related stuff. And when we do a math example, I can try that, show that later. So I'm going to go ahead and save that as one of our options. And so on the left-hand side, you see our list of items, our list of quiz questions. Let's go ahead and make a new item. And then this one is free response. And so should the platypus be classified as a mammal? Explain your reasoning. And at this one, there's no right or wrong answer. You're just asking for some response. Again, since it's the default question, I'm going to just add another period to make it look different. That way they'll go ahead and save it. And then I'm going to add fill in the blank. And this one, you can put the blank wherever you want. For instance, I can go over here and put another blank over here. And so this is where the fill in the blank is. I can put another fill in the blank. When I click on the fill in the blank, I can tell you what the correct answer is. Say the correct answer was the color blue. And then I close it and it'll say, okay, the correct answer is going to be blue. That's the one that the students will get correct. Or if you don't want a correct answer, you can leave it blank and click on poll every answer is correct. And so if it's an open-ended question, for instance, if they're asking like what county do they live in, and there's no correct answer for that, you can go ahead and do that as well. You can also delete it if you didn't like it. This one, it says the blue whale is the largest animal in the world, and so the only way they're going to get it correct is say actually write blue whale right here. Let me go ahead and save that. Again, a new item. Last one is math problem. Again, let me put another dot here for an additional thing. And so you can put lots of different math things in here. Let me go to the next line. And so there's a couple of ways. So for instance, this is very simple math, so you can write things just as you want. But what if you have a little more advanced thing, math you want? Well, it understands math type or the special codes for math. And so if you do $, suddenly there's a little thing right there. It starts with f of x, but it'll recognize certain math type text and put it in the correct format for that. So if I wanted 1 plus 2 divided by, and so you can see there's a fraction 3, it'll make a fraction right there. And so you have, if you know some math type functionality, you can put in there. If you don't, you can paste it in there from another website such as Desmos or something like that. If you're not a math person, probably wouldn't even use this unless you're just asking something for like, what was the year that Abraham Lincoln was assassinated. If you just wanted a number, then this would be a good place to put just a number, or you could use the text. Either one would work fine. You go ahead and save that. And then one more new item is you can just have it blank. And with blank, you can write whatever you want. So, you know, what is the largest building in New York? And I can put a blank space, and I'll go ahead and put a fill in the blank. And I can say, well, it's the World Trade Center. So World Trade Center. And then go ahead and click close and click save. Or if I want it open-ended, as I said, I can have blank. And as I, let's say, what county do you live? And again, I can do that. And then this time, I don't have a correct answer, so I'm just going to click on poll every answer is correct. And then click save. That seems like a good enough. I tend to do only around 4 to 6 questions, get spaced out throughout the class. Usually I have one opened question at the very beginning before class starts. That way they know that they have to, they always know that they have to go in and put their name in and answer the first question. Usually my first question is something non-class related, such as what county you live in, or their opinion on their favorite type of music or something like that. And so once I've done this and I've created this, I can go ahead and administer this. So administer live. So I haven't, it's not live yet, but notice it has collect students' names. It's automatically checked. I leave it there, and then I click go live. Once I click go live, the students are able to access it now. And so let me share, I have a separate screen that shows what the students are seeing. Oh, by the way, before I do that, so the students, if you share this screen, they'll see exactly the website they need to go to. So for me, they need to go to itempool.com/bpurcell/live. And that'll be this, for me, that'll be the same website every single class. For you, it won't be bpurcell, it'll be whatever your username is for Itempool. But it'll stay the same throughout all the times you give quizzes. And so let me share what the students are going to see. And so you should see that they're going to see my username. They'll see I put test 1, that was the title I gave it. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. When I went in, they can enter their name. I just put test 1 for their name. And then they have a question, but they can't answer the question yet. And so I'm going to go ahead and open it up. So basically underneath the first question, it says begin accepting answers. And so they can't answer it until I click on that. So I'll go ahead and click on it. And hopefully, yep, there it goes. And so it says which animal has the fingerprints that are so distinguishable, and then they have a choice of which answer they want to have, and then they can click on submit. So let me go back to what it looks like on the main screen. And so this is the main screen, which is your page, and you can show this by sharing the screen. You'll see question mark, question mark, question mark, and there's one person that selected that. So all it says is that someone has put in an answer, and one person has answered one thing. But I don't know what that one thing is. I have a couple more screens open, so let me put in some more information here. So I have another screen. I'm going to have them answer. There we go. So someone else has answered a different question, but I don't know who's answered what question. And so that's the nice thing about this. This will start populating, and you'll see that if multiple people pick the same thing, it'll say 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but you won't know. So you'll see there is a most popular question, but you won't know what the question is. The students won't know what the question is that was the most popular. So they can't use that as their way of guessing which is the right one. Let me go one more here. I have another screen. There we are. And let me pick one of the same ones here. There you go. So now we have 2 people have picked one of the answers and one person has picked another answer. Once you are ready to close it off, then you're going to click on Finish and Reveal. And so it's taken us a little while. Oh, I see, because no one correct. So if the correct answer was koala, no one picked koala. And so if the correct answer was picked, that the color of that bar would be green. Since both C and D were incorrect answers, those are grayed out because those were incorrect answers. But now you can see C, that was the chimpanzee, D, that was the marmoset. That's the answers that people gave. And then going to the next one, again, you'd want some responses here, but I'm going to skip that one. Let's go ahead and skip that one here. Begin accepting answers for fill in the blank. And so let me go to one of the screens and put in something. I'll actually put the correct answer in there. So one person's got the correct answer, but I'm going to put in some incorrect answers here. Okay, one more. Okay, so you got 3 different people, and they each have 3 different answers. And since fill in the blank, I don't know if it's case sensitive, so it's possible if someone put it as capitals and you only had lowercase, it's possible they might count as wrong. I'm not quite sure on that. But if they have any deviation of their answer from yours, it'll count as incorrect. So let me go ahead and finish that. And so there we go. That correct answer was blue whale. One person got that correct one. Then 2 other people did some incorrect answers. Yeah, next one, there's a math stuff, but I'm going to go ahead and skip the math question. Since we got those, let me just go ahead and go to the finish in session. So once you are done, you can go ahead and click results. And when you click results, it'll show you what happened with each one. And if you want to keep a record of them, you go over to details you'll see there's something called Export Google Sheets. So if you do that, it'll create a Google Sheets for you. Let me make sure I'm actually sharing the correct page here. There we go. And so this Google Sheets is created. It has their names, what their score is for each item, and what their actual responses were if they actually had answers. So the first ones are what their points are, and then the second columns are what their actual answers were. And so then you can keep that, and I tend to title it something to help me remember that it was a Math 1010 class covering this section 5.7 on such and such date. That way I can have just a record of that if I need to go back to it. And that's pretty much it. Let me go back to this page, and I'm going to make sure I'm sharing the page I want. Yes, I am. Okay. So when you, so as I said, this is for live challenges. If you want to have live quiz questions for your Zoom classes, or even for your regular in-person classes. There are also things such as quizzes. And quizzes, I believe, I've not worked with quizzes. I believe the way they work is you can create a list of questions, and they are able to go in when they want to and answer the questions. Next thing they have is videos, where you can upload videos and embed questions within the video. So if you're doing an asynchronous class and you're making videos for the class, you can upload that into here and embed the quiz questions wherever you want inside the video. And the last one I've started working with, and that is called My Pools. And My Pools, so the one challenge with live challenges is once you have a question in the live challenge, you can't move it anywhere else. So if you have multiple classes and you want to have the same question for multiple classes and multiple different challenges, you couldn't move it around. So what I've been starting to do is I've been making some pools of questions. And that way, so I have a variety, so this is my non-math silly questions. And so if I want to use this for any live question, then I just go ahead and click it. And then I move here and press add to live challenge. And it'll say, okay, which live challenge do you want to add it to? If it's not there yet, you can create a new challenge. Let me go ahead and put it in test, since we had just done that one, add to live challenge. And now it's been added to that particular challenge. And so this is a nice way to have a preset list of questions as you can go back to multiple semesters and just go ahead. So like for my Math 1010 questions, I have a list of different questions that I can check on and use whenever I want to, or go back to if I ever want to. And then soon there should be a repository out on the website for other instructors as well as yourself to go ahead and share your pools. And so you can look up and do searches for other instructors' pools that are willing to share them, and basically borrow from them. You don't have to share your pools. You don't, the default is that you're not sharing them. So if you want to keep them private, by all means, keep them private. But if you want to share them or you want to use other people's, you can look for those. So that's basically it. There's some more advanced stuff, especially if you want to do more math-oriented stuff. There's some tricks and shortcuts for the math things that are important to learn. But in general, that's what you do. Again, for the reason I have it to start off, figure out who is in my class. So they have to always enter their name into the live challenge at the beginning of class. And then throughout the class, I pepper in a question here or there. So that way I know that they're not just here at the beginning and then just leave the computer on and leave, that they're here during the 10-minute point, the 30-minute point, the hour point. They're still here. They're still engaged. Thank you very much.